Well, I'll just while we're waiting for Abira, I'll get started. We're going to start off on our chicken pasta bake today, and you've got two options. You can either cook along with me as we're doing it, and it worked quite well with the other group that I did about 20 minutes ago, or you can watch now and then cook afterwards, whichever you want to do, right? But I will be doing it step by step, so it doesn't really matter how you're doing it, okay? The other thing that I just want to make you aware of is that I am recording today's session. I'm not recording you, but I'm recording myself. I like being the centre of attention, right? So I've got a camera directly in front of me. And the idea is that I can film the session, I'll edit it up, and then pop it onto the web page, which I'll tell you more about afterwards, so that you can use it whenever you want to come back. So if you miss a session for whatever reason over the next 4 weeks, there'll always be a recording of the session being delivered, so you'll be able to see how we're doing things, okay? Is everyone okay with that? Yeah, fabulous. Okay, so I know the Bira's just coming in, but we're going to start off with our pasta bake to start with. So if you haven't done so already, and you are cooking along with me, you'll need to cook your pasta. The way that I like to do it is not quite the traditional way where I boil the water, right? I like to do it in a quick and easy way. So I just put all my little bag of pasta into my pan. I'm just going to fill it with cold water and then get it on the hob just to cook off. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes to cook it off in total. Okay, so once you've done that, we can then concentrate on the preparation of the veg. Are you okay, Chris? Yeah, you were looking confused there. I was getting worried. It was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? Yeah, so chuck that in. You're doing a double batch, guys, are you? Yeah, chuck that in. Fill it 3/4 of the way with water, and then pop it on the hob. Bring it to the boil, and then just reduce the heat. Just let it cook on its own. Then it's not quite the traditional way of doing it, but it's an easier way of doing it.
Do we need salt in it as well?
Well, that's a good question, right? I've always got the salt police on my shoulder, right? So the salt police would tell me no, but as you've blurred, you've got a nice. I can't see your cooker. If a bit of salt happens to go in, I'm not saying anything, right? But traditionally we would add salt, but these sessions, as well as being cooking sessions, are all a little bit about healthy eating. So if you can, we're going to add other flavours to it rather than the salt to start with. Are you right there, Jill?
No, I just wanted to say, Richard, that when I cook pasta, I don't put salt in it, and by the time you put anything else in, you would know that.
No, and it's something that we're all sort of used to, isn't it? That back in the day we always added salt, but with all the sort of healthy eating messages, is we're trying to reduce salt, and the more that we eat sort of ready meals, because we're already eating more ready meals, even if we don't realise it. A lot of food has got salt in it already, so if you can reduce it when you're cooking basic, then it's quite good. So once that's cooked off, the other Chris, are you okay? Are you cooking along with me, the other Chris? Yeah, fab. So your pasta's cooked. Right then, how are you doing, Annie? Are you watching now and then you're going to cook afterwards, are you? Yeah, fabulous. Steph, are you okay? Yeah, she's busy. Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, fab. Okay, so the next thing is, just while your pasta's cooking, we're going to sort out the vegetables, right? I was meant to provide you with a pepper this week, but as well as the peppers, and we had a bagel gate as well earlier this week. They didn't arrive, so you've just got your mushrooms, your onion, and your sweet corn this week. But if you've got any spare vegetables in the fridge that you want to use up, you can use those as well, right? Now then, we've got our onions and our mushrooms. I'm just going to try and change my camera over. There we go. So I'm hoping, I'm just going to turn it up a little bit so you can't see the mess underneath my table, right? Oh, there we are. You can still see the mess under the table. There we are. I noticed that this morning, right? When I changed it over, it was like, oh my goodness, look at all that mess under there, right? So, if your eyes water when you prepare an onion, right, it's basically because you've cut that root off, right? So when you're preparing an onion, if you leave that root on, hopefully your eyes won't water, right? So obviously that's my rooty end just there. I'm going to pop those over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off that bit and I'm going to use what we call a little claw just to remove that bit just like that, and that can go into my waste bowl. Then on television you often see them remove the skin like that, right? I find that quite difficult, so I always put it flat down the surface, hand as a little bridge, and then I can just cut that in half just like that. And technically I cut into the root, but we're going to put it flat down like that so none of the chemicals will make our eyes water, right? Then individually I can take each piece, remove the outside skin. It's just easier to remove the skin that way, outside layer. And then all that we're going to do, I'm going to come even closer, right? Where that root is just there, all that we're going to do is score a little line about 1 centimetre away from that root, just a little guideline, then turn it round, hand as a bridge, you push your knife in and drag it down. So I'll show you just there, push your knife into that line and drag it down, and it means that you're less likely to release all those chemicals, but more importantly, it all holds together so you're not chasing it around the chopping board. Then you can cut it into little slices just like that. Sorry, Sandra?
Steph, does a spoon in your mouth help?
Well, a spoon in your mouth does help. However, I did that with, I used to teach up in Treorchy Comp, right? And I had all my year 10 catering girls have spoons in their mouth. They were lovely and quiet for half hour, but their eyes were still watering, right? So it does sort of help, but leaving that root on is a slightly better method. There's also the piece of bread in your mouth as well, Steph, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It keeps people quiet. I use it for keeping people quiet rather than any of that, right? But leaving the root on seems to be the best sort of idea. So I'm going to remove that bit, and we're just going to prepare that one just there. Now I see that Abira has just joined us. How are you doing, Abira? Okay. So we're doing our pasta bake to start with. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, you need to pop your pasta. Oh, you've cooked it, you're sorted. Right, okay. So we're doing our vegetables now for our pasta bake. So we've got our onion, your mushrooms. If you've got peppers, you can add peppers. You can add whatever you want, right? So I'm just showing everyone how to prepare their little onion just like that, and then it's down just as so. Have you prepared your onion as well, Abira? No? There we go. So you can either watch, or as I said to the guys just a moment ago, I am recording this session so you'll be able to see what we're doing afterwards. So once you've prepared your onion, if you find yourself a little microwavable bowl or jug, because we're going to cook our vegetables in the microwave to reduce the amount of fat that we're using, and just another easy way of doing it. So I've got my onions just in there, and then I can prepare my mushroom as well. So I'm just going to cut that down into little thin little slices, just as so. And all of that goes into there.
Peppers. Do we need to grow peppers?
Yeah, if you've got peppers, you can add a pepper as well. So let me just... So I've got a pepper just there. I don't know how you guys prepare a pepper, right? But the easiest way I tend to do it, right, is if you cut off the base just like that, you can then cut around your pepper, and you're less likely to get any of the seeds out, but also you just end up with your little pepper just like that. And all that you're going to do is just cut it into little sort of strips, and then just into little diced pieces just like that. You could add frozen peas to it if you wanted to. You could add whatever sort of thing you wanted. So I'll just add those just there. How you doing, Steph? All right?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Anne, are you okay there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you busy taking notes? Taking notes? I hope you're taking notes.
Use my shorthand.
Use your shorthand, aye, that's all right. I never quite understood shorthand. How you doing, Chris? All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fab. There we go. So, once you have prepared your vegetables, I can come off that camera now, because you can see not much. I tell you what, I haven't even... Am I now in the middle of everyone's screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I do apologise. I forgot to spotlight myself. That's why you could see everyone else cooking. So hopefully you can see me a bit better now, right? So just in my jug, what I put is I've got my onions, my mushrooms. I've had a little bit of pepper because I had it hanging around in my fridge. And you should have a little pot of sweet corn as well. So I'm going to add my sweet corn just into there. And then the final thing is I'm going to add 2 spoonfuls or 2 teaspoons of water. And we're just going to pop that into the microwave. If you've got a microwave, that's great. If you haven't, into a saucepan and just let it heat up for a couple of moments to sweat it down. So I'm going to pop that into the microwave for 2 minutes.
Rich,
Sorry, yeah.
did you say with the veg you add the herbs at the bottom?
So the herbs we're going to add afterwards.
Just the sweet corn and all the veg.
The sweet corn and all the veg, and then you need to add 2 spoonfuls of water,
Yeah.
or in your case 4 spoonfuls of water because you're doing a double batch, and then in the microwave for about 3 minutes. Okay. Are you okay, Bira? Sorry, let me turn my mic up because I can't quite hear you. Go again.
Do we have something in gluten like oil anything?
So what we are with the are you talking about the vegetables or the pasta?
Vegetables.
The vegetables. So with your vegetables, if you pop them into a... Have you got a microwave, Abira? Yeah. Pop them into a microwavable container. You add your onion, your sweet corn, your peppers, if you had a pepper, and your mushroom. You add 2 spoonfuls of water, and then pop it into the microwave for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay? There we go. How are you doing, Sir Chris?
Good.
Sorted.
Sorted, marvellous. There's 2 Chris's, so I'm thinking, how am I going to distinguish?
I'm Christina if you want.
Oh, I'll call you Christina. Because otherwise it'll be Madame Chris and Sir Chris, right? but I'm not doing. I'm not in French anymore. So once you've done all of that, right? I got some pasta which I cooked off earlier, right? So if you want to check your pasta, and if I show you this bit to start with, and then you can carry on, because I know your pasta is going to be another couple of moments just to cook off. So let me pop my pasta just into here. And I love using leftover pasta because if you're anything like me, you always cook too much pasta, right? But it's a really good way of using leftover pasta, right? So I've got my pasta just there. We're going to be using our chicken soup, right? Or your mushroom soup. And I love using this because it's already made for us, right? And it's got all those other flavourings in there as well. So my bits are just there. So Now that my pasta's in there, we've got our vegetables that have all nicely cooked down. So literally all that we now need to do is add, it becomes an assembly job now. You add all of your vegetables just into there. Occupational hazard, my glasses have steamed up. Then you've got your chicken soup. So all of your chicken soup goes in. I'm doing a half quantity today. So all of that goes in. Give it a really good mix. Just like that. Just as so. And then the final thing, I had some herbs somewhere. You've got a little pot of herbs, or a little bag of herbs. I can't find mine, so I'm going to add my herbs to it. There was about 1 teaspoon of herbs. Give that a really good mix. And you've got your easy chicken pasta sort of dish just there, right? So that's that just there. Then, we've also got, so I'm going to leave that just there. We've then also got our cheese, right? And the recommended daily amount of cheese is 30 grams, right? Also known as extremely depressing, right? Because that's your recommended daily amount of cheese, right? So the message is, right, always make sure that you choose a mature flavoured cheese because you can use less of it to get that cheesy flavour. Always make sure that you grate it because it goes a lot further, and always choose a harder and reduced fat cheese. So I'm just going to grate my cheese down, and then we'll nearly be ready to get everything sorted. How are you doing, Steph? All right?
Yeah, mine's in the oven.
Oh, you like Speedy Gonzales?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I've grated my cheese. So once you've done that, that all goes into your oven-proof dish. So I'm using a little medium-sized oven-proof dish. What you could also do is, if you've got these little silver foils, you can pop them into silver foils, and then you can cool it down and freeze it down as well, right? Because then you've got your own ready meals, but you know exactly what's gone into it as well, right? Which is also really good. So, I'm going to sprinkle my cheese on top, just as so. I'm going to save a little bit more of my cheese because I'm going to show you something else in a moment. And then that's our little pasta bake as it looks just there, right? So once you get to that stage, right, so all I've done is I've added the chicken soup to the pasta along with my vegetables. I've added my herbs, mixed it round, popped it into my container, and then sprinkled the cheese on top. It's then ready. When you're ready to cook it, can go in the oven at 190 degrees centigrade for approximately sort of 12 to 15 minutes, or under the grill, a medium heat grill, for approximately 5 to 8 minutes, just until everything's nice and hot, piping hot and bubbling, right? So I'm going to pop that just into there, just like that.
Can I ask what the temperature is, please?
The temperature of the oven is 190 degrees centigrade. That's gas mark 5.
Okay, lovely, thanks.
And don't worry if you're in a fan oven, it just takes a couple of minutes quicker, that's all. Are you right there, Abira?
For how long
Sorry, say that again.
How long we have to bake?
How long does it have to bake? About 10 to 15 minutes at 190. Okay, are you on gas or are you on electric? Electric, is it? Yeah, so 190. Okay.
Can I just ask you a second?
Yeah.
You know the seeds, is that with the dessert?
That's for the dessert, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Got them ready, thanks.
I tell you what, Christine, I had a panic at about 4 o'clock this morning, thinking I didn't pack the seeds and didn't pack the oats. And then someone in the first group said, yes, you did, don't worry. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I was pleased about that. So I'm glad you got the seeds and the oats.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. So once you're all done with that, if you come back to the screen, I'm going to show you one more thing that's a really good accompaniment to go with that. And then we can move on to that dessert then. How are you doing, Sandra? Draining the pasta.
She's busy doing something, but she's opening the tins now.
She's opening the tins. You all right there, guys?
Yeah, wait till our pasta to cook.
Yeah, it never cooks quick enough, does it?
It doesn't go quick enough. Have you got your good garlic there, have you?
I've got a clove of garlic, right? But you do, I'm going to show you, give you a quick dem of some easy cheesy garlic bread, right? So you don't necessarily. So you haven't been given this, but I've got some bread just here. So to go with that, right? I love garlic bread when I have pasta, right? Because it's really good to mop things up, right? So all I've got is one of those little part baked rolls, right? You could use a slice of bread, you could use a bread roll, you could use a bagel, whatever you want, right? I've slightly toasted it, and then the easiest garlic bread ever, right, is I've just got a clove of garlic just there. I'm just going to rub my garlic on, just like that. Rub it on one, rub it on the second, and you end up with a lovely garlic sort of flavour. You can do it on the back if you particularly like garlic as well. Then, right, sprinkle your cheese on top, just like that. You've then got some mixed herbs, right? Mixed herbs go on, and then that goes in the oven for approximately 4 to 5 minutes, just for that cheese to melt, and you end up with the most delicious garlic bread, right? I make this a lot when I'm out in schools and stuff, and the kids absolutely love it, right? It's so quick and easy, it's unbelievable. So let me find a little tray to pop that on, and I can get that cooking in my oven as well. And so we've got that just there. So, how are you doing, Chris? Are you okay?
Yeah, just waiting for the pasta.
Just waiting for the pasta, are you?
Yeah.
Steph is. How are you doing, Steph? Is it baked in the oven yet?
No, yet. No.
Speedy Gonzales. There we go. So.
Rich, can you use them?
Yeah, they'll be great, Sandra. So all you need to do, right, is you just, I haven't got one to show you now, just cut it in half, yeah, and then literally pop it in the oven for about 4 minutes, just until it's slightly toasted. Then you can rub your garlic on and a bit of cheese on top, and you've got your easy cheesy garlic bread then.
So put it in the oven first?
Yeah, so cut it in half and then pop it in the oven just so it's slightly toasted, because then it makes it easier to rub the garlic on, right?
Okay, got it. Yeah.
There we go. There we are. Right. So, this is cooking off nicely.
Yes, Bob? I haven't got that at the minute, but I'll shop after, yeah? Sorry, it's Steph's day, we just popped round for a cuppa.
Oh, that's all right, no worries. You can join in. I was going to say...
Have you got any more places?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask Alison or Jill from Communities for work. So I will...
That's what Steph's going to ask him for me.
Oh, right, okay.
Come on next week, is that?
Yes, yes. Stay on at the end and we'll take your details.
Yeah, stay on at the send an email in and we'll sort you out.
All right,
We've had a couple that have dropped out, so there is room.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much, Dave.
There we are. There we go. Our numbers are going up as we deliver, which is fantastic. There we go. How are we doing? Chris, has your pasta cooked yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, fab. So all you need to do is add your chicken. Once your pasta's cooked, add your chicken soup, add your vegetables, pop it into a container, cheese on top, and then it'll be ready to cook off then. How are you doing, Abira? Looks like it's going in the oven. There we are. There we are, fantastic. Are you right there, Anne? Yeah, brilliant. Sandra and Christine, how are you doing?
We're doing okay, just wait for the pasta. I think it's cooked, I'll do it now.
I'm not rushing you, I promise. It's done. Oh, I tell you why, because you had the double batch, didn't you? That's why.
Yeah, we done double.
There we are. Abira, is yours in the oven? Yeah, fab. There we are. I'm just going to pop mine over there then, just while everyone's doing that. I can quickly wipe down. Pop those in there. I can use those after.
Yesterday,
There we are. How's everyone doing?
With the garlic, did you cut the clove in half?
Yeah, I cut the clove in half. You can leave the skin on, see? Just cut the clove in and then just rub it on then.
Thanks.
It's a lovely little recipe, Christine. I normally do it when I'm in schools with 3 and 4 year olds, and you can see them holding their little thing, their tongue of concentration's hanging out, right? So and a little bit along. I say, can you hear it? And they're rubbing on like that. It's lovely to see them doing it. It's great to do with the kids, because you can also turn that into a little pizza as well. You see, bit of tomato puree on top then. And you got and cheese. You got an easy pizza as well, you know. So
yeah, lovely. Yeah, I agree. We've got a lot.
You've got a lot. Well, believe it or not, yeah. Oh my goodness, it's huge. 3 of them each, or just 3?
Yeah. 3 of them and another dish besides, because we've added 2 lots of peppers.
Right. Oh well, the great thing about that, see, anything you don't eat now, you can either store in the fridge until tomorrow, or you can freeze down. You know, so you got your ready, you got your ready meals then as well. You know, so it's quite a good way of doing it as well. I love a little bit of batch cooking. And then you can do something else as well then, can't you?
That's the nice thing about working from home, is having hot meals left over as my
Yeah, most definitely.
How is it in the oven now, Rich?
Yours is in the oven, fantastic. Brilliant, well done. So it'll need 10 to 15 minutes now in the oven, right?
5 past.
So it'll be done by 5 past-ish, is it? 11 o'clock, 5 past. How are you doing, Chris?
I just put the cheese on now.
Just put the cheese on, fabulous. So once we have got all those sort of ready, the next thing, I'm not rushing you, I promise, but the next thing we're going to do is our, just so that you can get it ready, is our little on-the-go breakfast pots. So you'll need your yoghurt, you'll need your raspberries, your seeds, your oats, and some milk as well.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
He did send me the phone.
Yes, for that. I'm back.
Who's still sleeping?
There we are. How you doing, Chris? Is it in the oven? Oh, well done, good man. Okay, so I think everybody is sorted. So I've got one that I made. Here's the one that I made earlier, right? So I can show you what it should look like. I'm just going to. There's lots of feedback on my computer, so Steph, I'm just going to put you on mute for just a couple of moments because it's all repeating, right? So you can see that I have got my little pasta bake just there. It's now nice and golden brown on top. The cheese has melted, and I promise you, it is, in the words of my West Walian friend, absolutely cowing lush, right? So we've got that just there, and all I'm going to do to serve it, you can easily serve this on its own, right? However, I'm going to grab myself a little spoon just there, or you can serve it with a side salad. I often have this sort of dish with, or if you're feeling a little bit hungry, you can do your double carbs and have it with a garlic bread, which is probably what I will do afterwards. And then we've got that just there, and then I can pop my garlic bread onto there just as so. And I've got a confession. That's the garlic bread that I made earlier, right? Because I might have forgotten about my garlic bread. So that's what happens to your garlic bread, right? If you leave it for longer than 4 minutes, right? So don't do that, Sandra and Christine. Don't do that, right? So I've got that just there. And then the final thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I used to teach food technology up in Treorchy, but got out after about 5 years because I didn't like teenagers, right? But one thing I did learn was that parsley is my best friend, right? And parsley brings out the colour of everything. So over the next 4 weeks, I'll be using a lot of parsley because it brings out the colour of everything that you're cooking. And you can see that we have got our easy cheesy garlic bread and our chicken or mushroom pasta bake just there. What do you think of that? Does that look good?
Fab.
Yeah,
Nice.
and as I said, you can store anything that you don't eat today. You can store in the fridge once it's cooled down, and you can also freeze it down as well. So that's a really quick and easy meal. I often do a similar dish with mushroom soup. So if you don't want to use chicken soup, you can use mushroom soup. You could swap it for some passata and some sausages. You can add whatever you want to it, right? So that's our chicken pasta bake. The next thing that we are going to do is our little sort of on-the-go breakfast pot, right? And I often make these when I'm going out and about, particularly early in the morning, because sometimes I can't cope with breakfast because I'm too busy, and then I gotta go. So these are quite good. So when I get somewhere, I can eat these just before starting work, and it's a really good dish. So you could do it if you're having it. If you're lucky, like Christine, and you're working from home, you could do it in a little sort of glass dish like that if you're feeling a little bit posh, right? You could do it in a little jam jar. A lot of those people use those Kilner jars, you know, where you can, those old-fashioned Kilner jars. You could do it in a little plastic pot, just like that, whatever you wanted, right? I'm going to do it in these little containers just here. So you need a little bowl to mix these up, right? And back in the day, these were always called overnight oats, right? So you just leave them overnight, so you can make them in advance. So the first thing is I've got my strawberry yoghurt. You could use whatever flavoured yoghurt you wanted. If the sugar police were here, they would be telling me to have a natural plain yoghurt, right? But then you'd want to be adding more sugar to it. So just use a low-fat, sort of reduced sugar yoghurt, and you've got all that sweetness then as well. So I'm going to add that, and then to that yoghurt pot, I'm just going to fill it up with a little bit of milk, right? And that just bulks it out, but it'll all be absorbed by everything else, right? So just going to pop that in like that. There we go. Seems to be lots of noise at the moment. Let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. So for Sandra and Christine, it'll be 2 pots of milk, and for everybody else it'll be just 1 pot, and you can give that just a little mix, just as so. Then the next thing that you've got to add is you want to add most of your raspberries. If these were frozen raspberries, which I got from the supermarket, I'm going to save one just for decoration to put on the top, right? The rest of them can go into your container just like that, juice and all, because that's all going to be absorbed afterwards. I'm just grabbing myself a little slightly bigger spoon. So give that just a little mix. Then you've got your little pot or bag of porridge oats, 3 dessert spoons of porridge oats, and I'm going to add most of those, but I'm going to leave a little sprinkle, about half a teaspoon, just to sprinkle on top afterwards. So I've just got my thumb there and just holding that bit in, and that'll be ready for afterwards. So I can pop all of those in just like so. And those oats will absorb all that liquid and make it become nice and thick. Your seeds will go in as well. Not compulsory, but they do add a little bit of texture and a little bit of fibre. So I'm just going to pour all of those in just like that also. Just as so. Give that a really good mix. You could add whatever fruit you wanted to this, right? You could grate, if you wanted to make a traditional sort of bircher muesli, you could even grate an apple in if you wanted to, right? But it's not compulsory. I quite like it as a sort of on-the-go dish just like this. And then you can share it between 2 little pots or 1 larger sort of jar. And I'm hoping that I won't get it all over the table. So I pop those in just like that. So that one can go just there. Pop that one in just as so, hoping that they're even. That goes in just like that. You can pop that underneath there. I can give that just a little wipe down just as so. Little wipe down. And then the final thing, with your oats, you can add the rest of, sprinkle a little bit of oats on top, just for a little bit of decoration. And you can add your raspberry. You could serve it with some blueberries, you could add whatever you wanted. Are you right there, Abira? You're discussing what size container you're going to use, is it? There we are. How are you doing, Steph? Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Annie, you alright?
Runny hours. Can we put a little bit of thicker yoghurt in?
You can do, but what will happen is you're going to leave these for at least half an hour now, and what will happen is that the oats will absorb a lot of the liquid anyway, so it will become naturally thicker. Because if you have a look at the one that I made earlier, Sandra, right, is I made this you can see that it started to absorb everything, right? So it will become a little bit thicker. I know what you mean by it being runny, but it will become thicker. How are you doing, Chris? All right?
Yeah, just mix it up now. It's all done.
Well done, Fab. Abira, those glasses are massive. There we are, fantastic. So this makes a really nice, quick and easy sort of dessert, or on, as I said, on-the-go breakfast pots. Well, I can see the concentration there of pouring it into there. No dribbles now, please. There we are, fabulous. Abira, are you okay?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good. I can see all these glasses coming out. All these glasses coming out. Are they for something else, or are you making lots of your breakfast pots?
Yes, so this was possible. Just so that I can put this to the people.
Fabulous. Oh, looks great. Well done. Brilliant. It's a good use of a gin glass, isn't it? Fabulous. Well done. So that now, Abira, needs to go in the fridge, okay, for about half an hour to an hour, and the oats will thicken up then. Oh, and the pasta's done as well. Fantastic. Look at that. Brilliant. Well done. Marvellous. There we are. Sandra and Chris, how are you doing?
I'm just putting the dessert in a capro.
Yeah, fabulous. Oh, I can see that concentration on your face there, Chris. If it was a younger person, there would be a tongue hanging out as well. I call that the tongue of concentration. There we are, so that needs to go in the fridge once you're done, just to thicken up for about half an hour, and then I promise you it's absolutely delicious. How's everyone doing? How's your pasta, Sandra and Christina? Is it nearly done?
Yeah, about couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes. Fabulous. There we are. So. I think we are all near enough done. How's yours doing, Steph? Is yours pasta out of the oven?
It's like another 2 minutes, so it'll be done now.
Another 2 minutes, fantastic. Have you done your breakfast pot as well?
Yeah, it's already in the fridge.
Yeah, fabulous. Brilliant. Well, I think we are more or less all sorted. Just while we're waiting, because I'm desperate to see Sandra's pasta bake, right, before I go. So, not putting you under pressure, Sandra, right? But next week, right, we will be making, we're going to make curry next week, and you can make it as spicy or as mild as you want. The only thing that I can't provide you as part of the ingredients bags is any high risk food, so that's the chicken, right? So I will be providing the ingredients for a vegetarian based curry, but if you want to add chicken to it, you just need one chicken breast, either cooked or raw. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to be doing this £1 curry, some easy sort of baked rice, and we're also going to be doing some flatbreads as well. So you've got all of that for next week. And for those people that I delivered, I think I'm delivering most of you on a Wednesday apart from Abira. For those people who I delivered first thing in the afternoon, that's 2 o'clock. I'll be delivering towards 5 o'clock because I'm going to start off in the north of the county and move my way down because I'm working over in Bridgend next week on Wednesday morning. So I'll be doing it the other way around. But I will email Alison and Jill my delivery list so they know sort of where you are in the list, and if you need to know, you can work out where I am then afterwards as well. Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed today's cooking session. As I said right at the start, today's session has been recorded for you, so Anne, if you want to go back afterwards and have a look, then you can do so. Hopefully in your bags you should have all had the recipe cards as well as this little leaflet. Right, on that leaflet there's a little sticker which says what we're making this week, but more importantly it's got your web page on the website. Right, so it's cookingtogether.co.uk/C4W. All of the recipe cards are on there. The recipe plan for the next 4 weeks is on there also, and the videos will always be put up by 2 p.m. right, so after I finish this session and disappeared, I'll edit the video up and that will be on within the next 2 hours for you as well. So you can always go back, and that page will be there forever, so you can always dip back into it and things like that. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's session. When you have a look at the web page and you see the recipe plan, if there's a particular recipe that you want to make over the next 4 weeks, right, this is your session, right? I've started a plan, but we can easily mix and match. I've probably got a recipe for most things, right? And if I haven't, I can create one for you that's ticking those boxes for healthy eating. So if, for example, sorry Sandra, if you have got a Go Fresh recipe that you really like, right? I'm not saying anything, right? I can probably make it cheaper and a lot healthier for you, right? So if you let me know what you've got and what you fancy making, then I can do it. And if we don't make it over the next 4 weeks, I can probably put a recipe on the web page for you, right? Because these sessions are all for you, right? So I hope that you have enjoyed. Has anyone's pasta come out so I can see it? Go on, Sandra, I know you want to show off with Christina.
Tell you about my phone if your camera ain't working.
Oh, looks fabulous. Bit further up, bit further up, bit further up. Oh, fabulous. Well done. Diane, looks brilliant. Well done. Fantastic. How's yours looking, Chris? Is it still in the oven? It's in the oven. Oh, don't worry. Don't get it out if it's not cooked.
I don't watch now.
There we go. So brilliant. So I will see you all later. If you haven't, oh, and your garlic bread looks fantastic. Well done. You're going to have a nice lunch today. So brilliant. So I will see you all next week. Steph, if your friend wants to stay online and they can speak to Jill and Alison about joining the group, I will see you, or most of you, next Wednesday. But Abira, I'll be delivering your food on Tuesday afternoon, as this week, right? Because you're in my Cynnon and Taft deliveries on a Tuesday. Okay, so I will see you all next week, and enjoy your food, enjoy the washing up, and I will see you all next week. So diolch yn fawr, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Hwyl fawr, see you next week. Cheers, guys.